Hello and good evening, esteemed members of the profession. Happy New Year. Welcome to our first webinar of 2024. Good evening, Dr. Samuel. Karibu sana. You could type on the chat, Happy New Year, good evening, and where you're joining us from as we wait for others to join in. Good evening, Dr. Edward Omwenga. Karibu sana. Good evening, Dr. Jitesh. Karibu sana. Dr. Samuel from Thika. Good evening, everyone. Dr. Shital Shah from Eldoret. Kindly type in on the chat box from where you're joining us. Karibuni sana as we wait for our colleagues to join in. Good evening, Kanyingi from Dagoretti. Good evening, Sakari's AI assistant, also welcome. Good evening, Dr. Maranga. Happy New Year to you too. Good evening, Dr. Jasprit. Karibu sana, all the way from Mombasa. Dr. Shah from Kisumu. Happy New Year from Dr. Lily, all the way from Kitengela. Good evening, Dr. Daniel from Farmer Plus Watamu. Good evening, Dr. Millicent from Busia, Dr. Frederick from Miru. Thank you so much for joining us onto our first webinar of 2024. It's going to be a short session and very informative. We'll be having Dr. Amos Manyange from the Pharmaceutical Society of Kenya and Dr. Eric Muringu also from the Pharmaceutical Society of Kenya. Hello and good evening, Dr. Mohammed from Mandera. Feel free to say hi to your colleagues and wish them a happy new year and happy 2024. It's still, we are allowed to say happy new year. Yeah. Well, as others keep joining in, a few ground rules and announcements. Thank you for participating in this session. Thank you for taking some time of your schedule to be a part of this. You will be muted during the entire course of the session. If you have any questions, there are two tabs at the bottom. There's a Q&A tab and a chat tab. So kindly ask questions via the Q&A tab to allow for easy traceability. And the questions are going to be addressed to Dr. Amos and Dr. Eric. And this session is being recorded and it will be made available on the PSK's YouTube page. This will be our order of tonight. I am Dr. Miles Mundro, giving the opening remarks from the Pharmaceutical Society of Kenya. Our facilitators again will be Dr. Amos and Dr. Eric, and then we'll have a short Q&A session at the end. At this point, I would like to give Dr. Amos a chance to introduce himself and make his presentation. Thank you. Dr. Amos, can you hear me?
Dr. Miles, yes, thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. You didn't ask me where I'm came from, but I'm within Nairobi, and Happy New Year to you too. So I want to make this brief. I would like to go straight to my presentation. What I'll do is I'll share my screen. So are you able to share to see my screen, Dr. Miles?
Yes, I can see your beautiful pink screen.
I will go direct to our membership portal. So this is a new portal that was introduced to the society in the year 2023. So we are trying as much as possible to go with the times. We did not have a members portal. We were using our website before, manage our membership, but now we have our portal where we have everything there. We have announcements, we have events, we have communication also through the portal. So for members who have been able to log into the portal, I know you know the URL of the portal, that is members.psk.or.ke. So I'm going to have 2 sessions. So I'll be able to use one session to show members how to make payment or how to access the portal for the first time. And the second one is how to apply for membership. This is for those who have never been members of Pharmaceutical Society of Kenya, and for those newly registered pharmacists, and also for associate pharmacists who have not yet been registered by the board, but they would like to be part of the Pharmaceutical Society of Kenya. So you can go to your browser and then type members.psk.or.ke. So you'll be brought to this page. I hope everyone can be able to see this page. So if I'm already a member, I will use my registration number, phone, or email for me to be able to log in. So I will suggest that everyone uses their registration number, because you can be able to have a phone number that we have on our records, but you might have stopped using this phone number. Same case to email address. Some members were using Yahoo, but at the moment we find these members are currently using their Gmail addresses. So we might be having Yahoo email on our records. So kindly use your registration number. So I'm going to use 00. So once you input your registration number, the portal itself, if you're already on the portal, it will ask you, it will tell you, hi, Amos, please enter your password to log in. For members who have never logged into this portal, you will receive a first-time password to your email addresses or your phone number, but mostly goes to your email address. So I will input my password and then click on login. And then I will be brought to my portal. So this, I have already logged into this portal before, so it takes me directly to my dashboard. But if you have never logged into the portal, it is your first time logging into your portal, you'll be asked to change your password, and then you'll be asked to update your profile. So I'll go to the profile. Some of these fields are necessary. So you update your name, your phone number, your ID number, your gender, the residence, nationality, the county or state, the date of birth. KRA pin is just here, but it's not a must, so you don't need that. Your age bracket, marital status is also optional. If you have an alternative phone number, you can be able to update it here. Your postal address, some details of your next of kin, and also your experience. If you're currently employed, if you're self-employed or you're unemployed, the department where you work in, say the Ministry of Health, and then the organization. If your organization is not listed here, you should come to other, just select other, and then enter name, and then come to this text box over here, and then you enter the organization that you work for, and then your position, and then you go to your area of service, and then you choose. So on this tab we have only 3. We have public, private, and parastatal. We're working to change this so that we can also include the NGO space and the faith-based organizations. So this will be changed. We'll add 2 more. But if you have more suggestions on your area of service, the sector, if it's not private, if it's not public, if it's not parastatal, if it's not faith-based or NGO, please feel free to share with us and we'll be able to input that there. And then you select the county, the country. Some of our members are not currently in the country, engaged in the country, so they'll add the country where they are currently practicing. And then the area of specialization. So on this, we have a list. We have regulatory, we have radiopharmacy, we have vet, we have leadership and administration, we have supply chain, we have community pharmacy, academia, industry, specialist, hospital stroke clinical, regulatory stroke pharmacovigilance. So if your area of specialization is not listed here, again, you go and select other, and then you come and enter your area of specialization here. And then you say, make sure you save and continue. So once you save and continue, you come to experience. You should also fill in all the details here. So you come and fill in your profession. You're a pharmacist. If you have details of your professional experience, you come and fill them here. And then you come to your professional bodies that you're registered with. So for all pharmacists, we are registered by the Pharmacy and Poisons Board. So you also add your registration number and the date of registration, and then you click on Save Professional Details. So those 2 tabs include the mandatory fields that need to be filled before you can access your profile. This is for first-time users who log into the portal. So then you change your password, you enter your old password, and then change to your new password. And then now you can be able to visit your dashboard for you to be able to make payment for your membership. So some of you might find this balance to be 10,000. For me, it's 20,000. This means I have not paid membership for 2023 and 2024. So if I decide to pay membership for 2024, I will come here and click on Pay Now, and then I'll be brought to this M-Pesa checkout page. Then you can confirm the mobile number which you want to pay for. So if you're using a different number than the one that is on your profile, you can be able to adjust that. And then if you want to only make partial payment, not the full amount, you can also be able to adjust this amount. Let's say I want to pay 10,000. And then the account should automatically pick your details. This is your registration number. It should automatically pick this from your membership portal. And then once you're satisfied with the phone number and the amount, you come and click on Complete and Pay. And it's supposed to send there's a prompt. Do you want to pay 10,000 shillings to PSK Kenya for account number 0000? Enter M-Pesa PIN. So you enter your M-Pesa PIN and click on Send, and then you come and finish the transaction. So I've actually not made any payment, so my balance will not be adjusted. So if you have a balance of 20,000, that is, you haven't paid your membership for 2023 and you have also not paid membership for 2024, you have 2 options. The first one is to automatically pay your membership for 2020. You can pay the whole balance that you have. So you click and pay 20,000 and your balance will come to 0, so you'll be fully paid up. And then this will automatically validate your details on the PPB portal. Sometimes this may take, this might be immediately for some members. Some members, it might take a few minutes, like 5 minutes. For some, it even takes an hour or so. But if it takes long, please make sure you contact the office for your details to be validated. It might be something related to the system. So another plan that we have is if you have arrears, but you like to renew your license for the year 2024, you can pay 10,000, that is membership for 2024. But then you'll need to commit to pay the arrears. So you do this by writing an email to the accounts office stating that you've made payment for 2024 and that you like your details to be validated on the PPB portal. And for you to be able to renew your license, you will be able to clear the arrears by a certain date. So those are the payment plans that we have for the moment. So once you make your payment, you'll be able to access all your receipts. Here you come to membership payments. I have not done any payments, so you click on membership payments. So your receipts will be here. You'll be able to click on your receipt and be able to download your receipts. So some members need to claim these payments from their employers. So you can be able to download your receipt and share it to your employers. So that is it for accessing the portal for the first time. So I hope if there's any question relating to the same, please feel free to reach out or type your question in the Q&A chat box. So we'll go to the second part. Second part is application of new members. So you go to the same link, that is members.psk.or.ke, and then you click on apply for membership. So once you come here, let's wait for the page to load. So once you come here, you click on next. So the steps are outlined here. You select the application type, then click next. Select the membership class, select the membership category or stroke chapter. This is your branch. Fill in the details, and then enter academic information, upload supporting documents, pay the required amount, and then submit your application by clicking the submit button. So you click on next, you come here and choose. If you're choosing to become a full member, your membership fee is 10,000. If you're choosing to become an associate member, your membership fee is 5,000. So let's choose, I would like to choose to become an associate member. So I will choose apply, and then you'll be brought to this page where you choose the branch that you belong to. Let's say I belong to Northeastern branch, I'll choose Northeastern, and then I will be required to input my details. So I'll select the title, select doctor, then first name, select Amos, then middle name, you can skip middle, you can use your last name. And then you enter a valid email address. And then select the country, select the phone number. The country is Kenya. Then you put a password on the password. Then you click on I have agreed to terms and conditions, and then you click on begin application. So the first time you select the class, and then you put your email address, and then you click on begin application, it will automatically, it's told me that password needs to be at least 6 characters long. So associate, then I choose Northeastern, so password. So it will automatically share an invoice to your phone number. It's refusing because I've used a phone number that is already in the system. So if your phone number is already in the system, you might be experiencing this challenge. So automatically it will share. If you pass through that step, it will automatically send an invoice for the membership class to your email address. So you could check your email address and see that an invoice has been sent. So an invoice that will be sent to the email address I input was for associate membership, that is for 5,000 shillings. And then now you come to this page and complete all the details. Your birth, choose random year, random date, physical location, say Northeastern, so Garissa. Select the branch, say Northeastern. Then input county, in Garissa, postal address. Input your next of kin name, phone number, address, and then you click on save and continue. So it has prompted me to enter the required fields. So all fields must be filled. So the gender, have male, female, or rather not say, so I'll choose male. Click on next. And then for education, you come and select your qualification. So some of our members have undergraduate, some have postgraduate, master's, or postgraduate diploma, and others have PhD. So you choose degree, then you select the institution. So if your institution is not listed here, so you come and select add institution, and then you type the name of your institution, input the country, and then you submit. So, and then you come to the course, select institution, you select the University of Nairobi, and then the year of completion, and then you select the document that you like to upload. So I'll select academic certificate, and then you choose your file from your files, and then you add your file. So it will be added there, and then you click on save and continue. So you come to this page where you input details of your work experience. You input your details. And then you can input more. I'm just doing this as a show. And then you choose your area of specialization. As I had showed you earlier, we have these areas of specialization. But if your area of specialization is not listed, we have oncology, we have radiopharmacy, we have vet, we have leadership and administration, we have supply chain, we have community pharmacy, we have academia and research, we have industrial pharmacy, we have hospital and clinical, we have regulatory stroke pharmacovigilance, and then you enter your work organization. If your work organization is not listed here, you come to other, and then you enter the name of the work organization here. And then you currently engaged as, the department. And then if you're a member of a professional body, that is a registration board in Kenya. So for members, we choose yes, that is for full members who are registered by the Pharmacy and Poisons Board. So you enter PPB and then you enter your registration number. And then the registration date, you put your registration date. And then you click on save and continue. and then you come to the documents part. So here is where some of the challenges new members are experiencing. So we have two classes of membership. We have associate membership and we have full membership. So associate membership, the requirements for associate membership are 5, but the requirements for the requirements for full members are 5 documents, but the requirements for an associate member are 6 documents. So I chose associate membership. So I have, let's say I'm a newly registered pharmacist. I'll input my national ID. I'll choose the file, choose the ID, and then upload that one. I'll come, choose the second one, which is a passport size photograph. I'll choose a file. You can choose to add a photo or one that is in PDF format. So I'll choose one, then I'll upload. And then I'll choose the next document that is required is a certified copy of an academic certificate. So this is, if you have a master's, you add your master's. If you have a degree, you add your degree here. This is for new members. And then you choose your document and you add it, you upload the document. The fourth one is board registration certificate. So you come and choose the document, then you upload the document. So now I have 4 documents already attached. And then you come and add the signed oath of a pharmacist. Some of our members who did not study in Kenya do not seem not to be having this signed oath of a pharmacist, but this signed oath of a pharmacist is readily available on the PSK website. So for you to access this document, you just go to Google and search for PSK oath. And the first link that will come is a link to the website, that is Pharmaceutical Society of Kenya. So you click on General Downloads. And you scroll down. So the PSK oath is the first document on this page. And you click on Download. And this is the document that you're supposed to download. And then you sign your name, and then the date, the year, then you sign, and it was signed by the president. So you download this file, sign, and then you re-upload it. So I've downloaded that. I will sign and I will re-upload it. So the signed document, you come, you attach it, and you upload. So remember, I chose associate membership. So associate membership, so for full membership, you have the national ID, passport size photograph, certified copy of academic certificate, the board registration certificate, and a signed oath of a pharmacist. Those documents are enough for full members. But remember, for associate members, this includes students, and this includes those people who have not yet been registered by the board, so they do not have a registration number. So they are required to add a PPB index number or a student ID to show that they are indeed students. So if you choose associate membership, ensure that you add all the required 5 documents, and then you also add the PPB index. You choose this because it has been set in the system that you need to upload the 6 required documents for associate membership. So for this, you will choose your PPB registration number. That is if you are already registered. Then you choose the file, you upload the file. You've already uploaded it, but you just upload it so that the system can recognize that you as an associate member have attached 6 documents. Remember to save and then continue. So some challenges that we are having with this page is if you're using a mobile phone for making this application. So we're having some challenges that these attachments seem to be disappearing once you're making your application. So I would advise anyone who is making a new application, kindly use a laptop or a desktop computer with your application. Then you click on save and continue. Then you come to this page and submit and pay. This is the last part. You submit and pay. So again, you come to this is what pops up. The balance due is 5,000, membership application payment. So the phone number that you're going to use to make payment, you can be able to adjust this phone number to a phone number that you would like to use. And then the amount to pay, the pay bill, and then the account. So now you click on pay now with M-Pesa. This will bring a prompt to my phone. So do P139699, that is the invoice number. So you enter your PIN and then click on send. Then you finish. But if you're not going to use M-Pesa, you can click on manual payment, and then you can pay directly to the bank, that is via check or a bank transfer. And then you enter your payment reference. But if you have also paid offline, sometimes this doesn't work. Like today, we had an issue with M-Pesa at some point during the day. So you can come and click on manual payment method. And then you click on select. If it was via M-Pesa, you input your registration. The payment seems to be taking some time to respond. You input the transaction code on this page. So we seem to be having a challenge. But you're supposed to pay. It's supposed to bring a pop-up. So you put a pop-up, but I did not pay. That's why it's saying that we're having some challenges. So if you haven't submitted and paid, or if you had paid offline but had not submitted your application will not be seen. It will still remain as a draft. But if you have submitted your application, this will change and it will be able to be seen. So you need to make payment and then you submit your application. So you can save the changes, come to previous. So that is for new members. Assuming we had uploaded 5 documents instead of the 6, then you remove the 6th document. You've attached your national ID, your passport photograph, your certified copy, your board registration cert, and a signed oath. Then you save and continue. You will be told upload all the required documents. So this is an associate member. You will be required to attach the last document, which is the PPB index number or student ID. But if you already registered, you just attach your PPB registration cert. So I'd like to repeat again, for this part especially, please use a laptop or a desktop computer. Please do not use a phone. Some of the documents being attached by the phone, we seem to be having a challenge with the same. Then you come here and submit and make payment. It's telling me that the payment service seems to be taking long. This is because I did not input any PIN once the prompt was brought to my phone. And yeah, so once your application has gone through, it will take less than 24 hours, a maximum of 24 hours from the time of application. That is within a working day. Not an application made on Saturday to be approved on Sunday, but let's say the application was made on Monday. By Tuesday, the same time, the application should have been approved or returned for any changes. So if you have any questions on how to make an application or anything, please type your question on the Q&A, and then I will be able to answer your application at the end. Dr. Miles, I believe I am done, unless there's anything I have left out. Thank you, and that was my time.
Thank you so much, Dr. Amos. for a wonderful presentation. It was very insightful. At this point, before we go to the question and answer, and just a reminder that if you have any question, use the Q&A tab for easier traceability. I would like to invite Dr. Eric, who will be taking us through the PPB side and CPD. Thank you.
Thank you, Miles, for the invite and the opportunity to address CPD. It's not a new topic. But I think it's important every now and then to do it. Usually, sometimes it's mostly for the new pharmacists joining the profession. But at this point in the year, I think it also applies for esteemed members of the profession who may not have attained or may not have understood the process the whole of last year, or may not have attained some of the points. So my name is Eric, the National CPD Coordinator. I do CPD on behalf of the PSK office, but also sometimes on behalf of the branches that need help in that, or sometimes branches that do not have a sitting CPD coordinator. So that's what I'm doing. So I'll be brief. I'll just show, for the sake of those who are new to the system, how to earn CPD and various ways you can earn CPD. I'll refer you to a video on YouTube that we've done on how to subscribe for events and claim tokens and self-report for the self-reported activities. And some of the challenges and areas of improvements, both we, as PSK team, the Secretariat, and members of PSK who are earning CPD in various ways, how we can improve on some of them. So right into it. This is the CPD process. So usually, like the way it happened today, you receive a link either via SMS or WhatsApp or email with a Zoom link that says register in advance to attend this event. It's usually shared together in the poster. And you must have noticed that right now, and even with the changes PSK has done to require renewals to be done on site and all payments to be done on the members portal, you have to include your registration number as part of the registering when you receive the Zoom link, because that's your unique identifier. Then after that, you'll attend the webinar, during which we sensitize people. We insist on people subscribing on the PPB portal, and this is very important because without subscriptions, then tokens get delayed for no good reason. We've always given a timeline of 2 weeks, but that is usually based on if we are going to get the subscriptions. So 2 weeks is the longest you should wait, but ideally it goes for more than that. Initially, when we were beginning and people were really excited and there were not so many CPD providers, subscriptions would be so easy and tokens would be sent immediately after a webinar. Nowadays, it's not the case because we do not have enough people subscribing. So someone will just be attending a webinar, not really to get a CPD, maybe to learn something, so they don't subscribe. But since they're in the records, we should send a token to them, but we do not send because they did not subscribe, and because of that, the tokens are not enough to go around for everyone. So after that, we send you a token from that email, operations@psk.or.ke, the token which you can use to claim on your PPB portal against the subscribed event. Then you accumulate your points as the year goes. So this is a previous video we've done before of CPD, the CPD process for the new pharmacists. It's an easy way to acquaint yourself with the process. It's still available on the PSK page, YouTube page. If you need to go through it, the process hasn't changed on how to subscribe and claim tokens. So please visit it if you need to. There are some people who attend events and because they have attended, they expect points to start accumulating by themselves on the PPB portal, and that is not the case. There's a bit of subscribing that you need to do, a bit of claiming the tokens once you receive it via email. So this is a good presentation that we did before, which you can use if you're not familiar with the process. These are just some of the activities that can earn you CPD. Please note that PPB has revised CPD guidelines that are taking effect this year. And these are some of the allocations, some of the points allocated for various events. For example, previously the conference was 5 points a day. Now it's 4 points. That is one of the change that I can see easily from this. And if you are attending that conference and presenting, then you'll get 5 points in total. You'll not get extra points. Initially, you could get up to 2 points as a presenter on top of attending. So these are some of the changes, and this document is publicly available on the PPB downloads. So if you're doing other CPD activities, you can easily tell how many points you can earn from the particular event. If you're writing a book, a scholarly book, or doing short course or postgraduate studies, all of them are covered. So the list continues, including, I think, preceptorship and mentorship of interns. That is giving you 5 points. And if you do discoveries and you patent some formulas, then you can earn up to 25 points. These are some of the activities as per the new guidelines. The reason why this document is labeled draft is because that's what I used to prepare the presentation, but nothing has changed on this page. So the guidelines will remain according to this. Some of the activities that do not qualify for CPD, example, if you're a lecturer and you're teaching and examining undergraduates, that's part of your job. So even though the student you're supervising postgraduate studies for can claim CPD because of that master's, you as the lecturer or supervisor may not claim it. So these are some of the activities: daily ward rounds, term papers, administrative meetings, etc. Again, these are captured in the guidelines. The reason I put this one here, it's because it's very important for you to know that once the guidelines take effect this year, you'll be required to accumulate a minimum of 40 points. And that's a jump from previously 20 that we've been required to accumulate. And at least 25%, which is 10, should come from PSK if you're a pharmacist. Yeah. And right now, because there's two systems, the PSK members portal and the PPB portal are communicating, it will just come naturally that you need those points. But again, I'm not sure if the PPB portal is configured to tell if these points are from PSK and these are from another organization. But again, this is something that you need to know. Only 80% of the prescribed CPD activities may be accumulated from one activity. So there should be a mixture of where the CPD are coming from. You may not have all CPDs coming from webinars alone. So again, this may be enforced. This is just a heads up because it might be enforced as the year goes. So some of the challenges, and these are common, these are just daily things that I encounter through emails or even members reaching out to me. It will be, I did not receive my token, so the token was not received. And the major culprit for that, not one, actually not the major. Let me just say some of the reasons are sometimes emails bounce. For a good reason could be you registered a webinar using your company or employer's email, and that email, it's the way the firewalls are set, they reject mass broadcasts of email. So it will be marked as spam and it will not be received in your email. So it will just go to junk, and if you're not checking it, probably you'll not see it. Sometimes an email bounces for no reason. Yeah. And that I can't explain. Maybe it's a technological glitch for some reason. Then spam emails, we send tokens and then they get stuck in this junk folder. So if you don't check it, and maybe I think they expire after 30 days, not sure though, you may end up losing the token because it ended up in the spam folder. In attendance. So we have esteemed members of the profession who will go to PPB portal and subscribe to the list of all PSK activities. They compile an email and send and say, I've attended all these events and I've not received tokens. But when you check the attendance of the particular events, the said events, you don't find them. Sometimes even when someone is subscribing, they could be subscribing to an event that is happening, a branch event that is happening in Kisumu and Northeastern and everywhere else, and they say they attended and they did not receive tokens. So there are actually such complaints of people who did not attend events, but they raise them as they have not been receiving tokens. That's another reason. So we have a challenge of late tokens, and this is majorly because of undersubscription, as I've mentioned. People attending webinars rightfully just to learn, and they are not in pursuit of CPD tokens, so they don't end up subscribing. And now we have to remind. I have to send emails to tell people, please subscribe to this one, so that everybody can get tokens. So that's a challenge. I think in a way we have to enforce it during the webinars. Maybe take pause, maybe 3 minutes for people to just get to the portal and subscribe. We also have another challenge of late tokens in the case when we have maybe sponsored events. So the event will be hosted maybe by a company, let's say GSK, using their apps. So we do not have access to the attendance immediately. So that again is a challenge. So these are just mentioning in passing. So again, just a moment, I need to drag this taskbar. So things important to know at this point, it's you'll be required to accumulate 40 points if the guidelines go into effect, and I think they will. And enough subscriptions have to be made for tokens to be sent out. This has been said before. And CPD is for paid up members only. That has been the running rule. So the past years, we've been overlooking that. But now, as you've seen, PSK has a portal that is updated by all payments. I think it will come to effect that only people who are paid up members will receive tokens. And again, this is where we emphasize that if you are attending a webinar and during registration, when you put your first name and last name and email, you also put your PPB registration number, because that is your unique identifier. So that is what will be used to check, are you paid up or not? And then you receive the token for that event. So I think the unique registration, it's a mandatory field, so you have to put it in. And again, we'll have to work on how, again, for people who pay later, how they're going to receive tokens for the events that they attended before paying. That again could be a discussion, but CPD will be for paid up members only. This is a strategic direction given by the National Executive Committee. So this, I put it here as part of the challenge, some of the challenges we get. So you see, these are events that HOPAC conducted and PSK conducted. So there will be two events with similar headings on the PPB portal. Even if someone finds the event by searching, they'll see two. So subscribing, it's not an issue, but the moment we send a token, if it's a PSK token, it's not going to work on a HOPAC event. So these are some of the errors, and that's why we insist, if you get an error, please send a screenshot, because usually it will be someone, these ones I've actually tried because it's the same event, but different providers. But someone will be claiming a token for biologics and biosimilars on against the event use of Combipack in the management of early pregnancy complications. So tokens are not one fits all. It's specific for event and for the provider. This is just some of the things we see when members raise issues with tokens being invalid or receiving errors. So as you've seen, if you log into PPB portal right now, you're not going to see any events running for PSK because all events expired. I have to mention that PPB gives an allowance of the first quarter for people to accumulate points. So what they have said is, if you accumulate any CPD during the first quarter, they go to your previous year if you're not if you're not met the quota of 20 points. But that again, the system, I'm not sure if it's configured yet to accept that. So it's still a hanging discussion, because right now, and maybe that's why we sensitize people that please ensure you claim your tokens before 31st. Before 31st of December, to ensure there is no challenges as you're renewing your licenses in the following year. So I've not talked about self-reported claims, but those ones are handled directly from PPB. And if you have any issue, those are the emails to email addresses. So you have practice at pharmacyboardkenya.org or CPD at pharmacyboardkenya, and they will respond to you. If your self-reported claim is not yet handled or you've received less tokens than you expected, those are some of the issues that you can raise to that email. And that will be my presentation, Smile. Thank you, and back to you. We'll go to the questions. If any, I'll be responding to them on the tab. Thank you, Miles. Back to you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Eric, for that wonderful presentation. It was informative. Just to reiterate on a few things you mentioned, that we need to subscribe on the portal so that enough points can be sent, and a bit of clarification that this session is actually not CPD accredited. And also just a reminder that if you have a question, kindly use the Q&A tab, because at this point I will be jumping into the question and answer session. If you have any questions, use the Q&A tab. Okay, so we've had two presentations from Dr. Amos and Dr. Eric, and the first batch of questions are going to be addressed to Dr. Amos. I see you've been able to respond to a few. So we have Dr. Beatrice here, who is asking, what if they cannot be able to pay for their membership immediately and they're registering for the first time? Would you kindly guide them on what they can be able to do? And also, anonymous attendees inquiring whether they can be able to edit their phone number for the payment purposes. And then as you respond to that, you can also explain what leadership and administration involves. Okay, Amos, over to you.
Thank you so much, Miles. So you said that you have a first question that if you are registering for the first time and you're unable to pay immediately, so the system is configured in such a way that the application can only be approved if there is payment that is attached to it. So as I said, once you start making your application, you choose associate membership or you choose full membership, an invoice is generated automatically. So if you are unable to pay the full amount for full membership, the option we have is you can register as an associate member and then communicate that you'll be able to upgrade later, because the system can only pick the details and post the payment against the invoice that was raised. That is for 5,000 and 10,000. So this being a system, I believe that I have exhausted that answer by stating that you can only be able to register if you pay either the 5,000 or the 10,000 for associate and full membership respectively. I hope Dr. Beatrice have been able to answer your question. If it's a payment plan that you're looking for, that is the current payment plan that we have, you can only register because the system has been configured, and now starting to configure the system to probably include payment for 1,000 per individual, or maybe 800 per individual per month, or maybe that will have us to go to the developers of the system and have them work on each and every request that we have. So at the moment, we only have that is for associate and full. The next question is if you can be able to edit your phone number. Yes, you can be able to edit your phone number for payment purposes. I believe I showed that because I made an application and then I was able to edit the phone number to the phone number that has the funds to make the payment. Another question I see is, must the documents to be uploaded be certified? You can be able to attach original documents with your application, but for the certified documents, kindly ensure that you attach certified documents for those that are required to be certified. Is there another question that I've missed?
Yes, Amos, there is a question on the difference between associate and full member and whether it's possible to have it deducted monthly from their payslip.
So we have associate members. So these are young. So first of all, you have students who are studying Bachelor of Pharmacy. You can be able to become an associate member of the society. Also young pharmacists who have recently graduated but have not yet been registered as pharmacists by the Pharmacy and Poisons Board. We also have it can also be extended to pharmacists who have been registered but up to 5 years post-graduation. That is for associate membership. And if you're also registered, if you fall under 5 years post-graduation, you can also become a full member. And for full members are all registered pharmacists that are registered by the Pharmacy and Poisons Board. To the second part of your question, you asked if the membership can be deducted from the payslip. We have a checkoff system that is for members who work in the government, that is for county government or the national government. We have members who are deducted some amount monthly that is remitted to the office. So yes, this is very much possible. If you would like to join the checkoff system and you're employed by the national government or the county government, you can be able to reach out to the office. I believe our phone number are open. Our phone numbers are open, so you can be able to reach out, and we'll be able to share the form to be filled, be shared with your employer, and then we'll be able to guide on the necessary process to follow. Any other question?
Thank you so much, Amos. The other questions are repetitive on what you've covered before. Before we go over to the CPD side, just to mention that Amos is available in case you have any questions or challenges when it comes to logging into your portal. He is on call and he'll be able to assist you. At this point, I would like to invite Dr. Eric to tackle some of the questions regarding CPD. Dr. Tiffany is inquiring whether you can clarify whether these new guidelines are already finalized or there is still some room to give feedback. And also you can see some more questions regarding CPD. Maybe you could respond to them, Dr. Eric.
Yeah, thank you, Miles. And I have been corrected. There has been changes on some of the classifications of the summary of activities that earn CPD. So I've shared on the chat a link to the ratified CPD guidelines. So yeah, so as you can see, what I was sharing was draft. So what we did when we received the draft, we put it out for members to give comments. We sent via email and SMS and various WhatsApp groups. So yes, right now they have been signed off. So that should be the final one. But I see Dr. Lily is also on the call. Maybe Dr. Lily, for a moment, Miles, you can make her a panelist if she wants to weigh in on that.
Yes, I'll be doing that. Maybe you could respond to the other. Oh, she's already a panelist. Welcome, Dr. Lily.
So
Yeah.
I have answered some of the questions. Karibu Daktari. Directly. So maybe I will. Okay, Dr. Lily, you can go on, please, as I go through the questions again.
Yeah, good evening, all of you. Yeah, concerning the guidelines, it is what is in the PPP website is the final document, and it will be implemented as from 15th, that is on Monday. So what is there is the final document. Thank you.
Thank you, Daktari. So among the questions raised, I'm looking at the question and answer tab. Can one earn CPD points for attending an international conference, e.g. FIP? Yes, you can. Please self-report on it. Usually FIP and other international conferences will give you certificates of participation. Use that as evidence. Sometimes you don't get those ones, but you get an invite, or maybe you are presenting, so you're in the program, or even the delegate pass. Kindly use that as evidence. The PPP portal allows you to attach as many as 3 different evidences. So use those ones. Someone asked, anonymous attendee, so if I already got points for last year, renewed my license, whatever points I'm currently accumulating will still go to last year's. No, they won't. Also, the KNH UN webinars, I attended several webinars, but I never got points. As you can see, I can only speak for PSK events. So KNH UN webinars, whoever is sending the emails communication is the best person to ask. Usually every CPD provider has a different CPD admin, so I may not be able to answer all the questions for all other CPD providers. I'm not sure if I'm seeing any other CPD related questions that I've not tackled already. So today's event is not on PPB portal, and even if we had applied, it would have been rejected because these are member issues, membership portal and in-house. So No, it's not on the PPB portal. Maybe Dr. Lily, you can allay some fears here, because someone is asking why were the points moved from 20 to 14. I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but you are here.
Yeah, maybe Dr. Eric, I can answer that question. Hello.
Yeah. Go ahead, please.
Yeah, during the last stakeholders meeting, the members who were present proposed that it is the right time now we move the points from 20 to 40, since we have now so many CPD providers. We also have so many activities we can do which can earn points. So we had to move it as per the stakeholders. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Yeah, back to you, Miles. Okay.
Thank you so much, Dr. Eric. One last question before we close this meeting. Dr. Patel is inquiring whether if they earned more than 20 points last year, can they be carried forward to this year?
Dr. Lily, I'll allow you to be heard again, please.
Yes, thank you, Dr. for that question. If you look at the current guidelines, you can carry forward the excess points to the next year.
Thank you so much, Dr. Lily. I hope Dr. Patel, you answered. For Dr. Lynette, this session will be made available on our YouTube channel, the recording of this session. And for my colleagues, Dr. Amos and Dr. Eric, do you have any closing remarks before we close off the meeting?
None from me, Miles. Thank you for the opportunity.
So there's a question that was asked. I'd like to respond to it. So a member asked if they can be able to download their
hello, Amos. I can't seem to hear you. Amos?
certificate once they make payment very much possible. So the certificate and your status, and you'll be able to access your certificate. The other thing is, if you're making any payment via check or via bank, please reach out to the accounts office or to the office and inform of the same, because you can be able to make payment via check, but once the money is received, the office does not know who to post the payment to. So please note that any payment done via the bank, you should notify the office of the same. Payments done via M-Pesa through the portal are automatically posted against the members. So that is what I'd like to finish with. Thank you so much, Dr. Miles, and have yourself a lovely evening.
Thank you everyone for attending. Thank you for paying attention. Thank you for listening in. At this juncture, as we close in, I would like to share this important announcement with everyone that at the moment we have a new CEO, Dr. Ivy Ratemo, and she will be the Chief Executive Officer. And if in case you haven't come across this announcement, this serves to inform you on the same. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for listening in, and Happy New Year once again. Have a wonderful evening.
Thank you and bye.